Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Tuesday, September 10th. It's hard to believe summer for me is already over. September 10th, 2019, about 9:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. As you can see, the metal market's still basically lower on the day. No real oomph there, but as they're testing the lows, they're bouncing away from them. That's about all that you can say positive. To me, the question is, does gold get under $14.92 or not? And that's what I'll be watching. If you haven't seen my gold report, you might want to go to our website under the word education. Just click on that word, the drop-down menu, and you'll see the metals report is there. The dollar index is going to fight battles with the European currency index as this Thursday we get the ECB announcement on what they might do, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute or two with you. On the energy sector, we're still seeing the international agency that talks about demand saying that there's less demand for the crude coming up the rest of 2019, basis the trade wars taking some of the energy out of the economies. That's the same battle the European Central Bank is fighting because they don't have a lot of ammunition left. And the question is, when do they use what they got? And that becomes a problem. But I think the rally here is more based on the fact that Prince Mohammed's half-brother has now become the new energy minister, and already he's saying that the Saudis have no intent of increasing production. They want to keep the market and work to get everything in balance. On the grain markets, the question, of course, is always one, do you get a frost down the road or not? And right now we're going to be in the 90s, so that's a distant thought. But crop conditions did worsen a bit in corn, about 3% worse, and that's why you did get a bid up in the market. And you're seeing that even the cotton's following suit, up about 50 points today. Interesting. When we look at the day's activity, the NFIB Small Business Index 103.1, they expected 103.5, so it's down. But I saw numbers that were as low as 103 on projections, with the optimistic numbers closer to 105. The U.S. Labor Department, let me get here where you can see this all pretty well, reported that job openings exceeded the number of unemployed by 1.15 million in July, while the quits rate, which is, I call it quits ratty, but it should be rate, R-A-T-E, picked up to 2.4% from July's 2.3%. Redbook weekly sales starting to slip a little. Down 0.4 the first week of September, up 6.4 from this first week versus 2018, and 6.4 for the week ended versus a year ago week. When you come to the ICSC retail sales, down 2.9% from the previous week, we're starting to get that certain amount where the kids are back in school and you don't keep buying, that you don't have to buy, and it's that funny time of year with you're not buying summer things anymore. You're going to be looking at fall, but it's not cool enough just yet. The head of the international agency today said the group will likely lower demand for the fourth time in 5 months at these upcoming meetings. It had recently cut its global demand estimate for 2019 by 1 million barrels a day of growth. That was down 10% from its most recent forecast. Chinese economic data, I already did this morning for Tic-Toc, an important part on this. And their CPI up 2.8% on the year versus an expected 2.6%. But where they're having some problems, in addition, that's prices, if you will, rising. Pork is a big part of that because it's a staple. And the gains, 46.7% surge in August from a year earlier, and July had seen a 27% surge. I'm going to come back to that if I could for you. In a more dovish shift this morning, the European Central Bank, the investors are now only pricing in a 50% chance of a 0.2 point rate cut, as well as a program to buy euro 30 billion. You know, that number